this is a login sign up page. So let me minimize all these things. So so we have already seen in the React app, right? So building a React app. Okay, so building a React app like by using create React app in the terminal, we have created a React app in the first class, right? So similarly, I have created it, and after that I have added these two files, which is app.js file and this mongo.js file. These two files I have added, and in the src folder I have added two files. I have added a components which will be containing these three files, which like home.js, login.js, and signup.js. So these will be the modifications. The remaining thing will be the same. So let us discuss about them. Let me run this. So meanwhile, we'll be discussing the code because it will be taking some time for execution. Let us wait for the path of this folder to be displayed in the terminal, and we'll be typing the so we have to connect the backend, right? So we have to connect the database, right? So for that purpose, the process will be different here in the terminal. So let us discuss about the code in between. So I have already told you, right? So this node modules and all we have already discussed in the previous class. So we'll be discussing about the code, these three codes that we are having, and followed by these codes like app.js and mongo.js. So now let us start with the home.js. So home.js file, it will be having nothing. So we will be having only one line, which is hello, and followed by our email ID or name, that is this one, location.state.id, and welcome. That will be displayed in the home page. So here we are using use location, because this use location we are using for the sake of like we have to move from one page to another page, right? So for that purpose, we are using this use location here. We have got the path here. So after that we have to split the screen because we have to connect it with the database also, right, for that purpose. So after splitting the screen, so we have to wait until the path also here it should be displayed. So this is about the home page. So we are importing that use location, and after that in this function we are using for this home page we are just using the location hello, and we'll be printing the name or email ID that we are giving, and followed by and welcome. That will be imported. That will be displayed. Sorry. So this is about the home.js file, and coming to the login.js file. So in login.js, what will be having? So it will be having a username and password. So this
Ma'am, screen is not visible, ma'am. Now visible.
okay, this visible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we have like split the screen into two parts. So here first we have to connect with the database. So the function for that will be nodemon. So, okay. So here that will be space app.js. So this app.js we are running, which will be connecting. So that app.js, and we have to click on enter and wait for the connection to be established between that is MongoDB and React.js. So meanwhile, let us continue. So we have discussed about the home page, right? So in home page, we'll be just having a single line. So if you want, no, you can even add home.css, login.css and all. But because I'm just using this, like explaining the basic thing. So I'm not using CSS because here CSS it is not the main thing, right? So for that purpose. So coming to here, we are using a use state here. So use state hook, I have already told you, right? In the we are discussing about the movie app. I have told you about the use state. Like when we want to like maintain the state of the thing. So for that purpose, we'll be using this use state hook. Like when we want to maintain the state of that particular thing that we are using. So for that purpose, we'll be using that use state hook. And after that, when we want this Axios, it is a popular library. That means it is used for the sake of sending the HTTP request and all. For that purpose, we are importing the Axios from Axios. See, you can see here, right? So port is connected and MongoDB is also connected. So these two things we have successfully connected. And after that, after the connection is established, then we have to run the command here, which is npm start, and click on enter, so that our file will be executed. So we are discussing here, right? So after that, we are using a use navigate and link. So use navigate, use I have already told you, right? So use navigate, it is for the sake of like we are using multiple pages here, like login page, sign up page, and home page. So for the sake of navigation between them, we'll be using the use navigate here. And after that, inside this, so in the history, we are using the use navigate function. So use state hook I have already explained you while we are explaining about the movie app. So initially the email, the first parameter it is set with the thing that is written inside this use state. So here we are not initializing, like we are not setting it to some value. It is empty initially. So after that, when we want to modify it, we'll be using a set email or set password, if you can see. And after that, we are using this asynchronous function, and we are for the sake of submit button that we are using. And after that, inside this try block, we are using a try catch here, if you can see. So inside this try block, we are like sending the email and password to this local host. So because we have to check with the database, right? So for that purpose, we are using this one post of email and password. This email and password we are actually having in the MongoDB. We are having a collection there. So here we are referencing to that connection. And after that, if the result it is existing, then we'll be going to the home page. See, history of home. So we'll be moving to the home page. And otherwise, uh, if there is not existing in the database, then we'll be printing user have not signed up. That means we'll be alert, will be displaying an alert dialog box where user have not signed up. And after that, if we are not at all the connection itself is not at all established, that means when we are not doing this one, then inside this catch block we are again displaying an alert message which is wrong details. This is about the. Otherwise, if we are not at all, like when we are having any error here, then in the console itself, we are displaying this exception that we are getting. That is the thing here. So is it clear about the login.js and home.js files?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So now let us see signup.js. Signup.js also it will be in a similar way. So yeah, here also we are using this email and like use state hook, and after the similar way, like all the previous thing, it is same up to here. Like we are taking the connection we are having, right? From that we are taking the email and password. So if the user already like, so for that one, if it is presented, then we have to print, like we have to go to home page, right? But here, if the data is already presented, we have to print that user already exists because it is sign up page. And after that, if it is not presented, then we have to insert into the data like database, and we have to go to home page again. So here, if the user is not presented in the sign up page, if the user is not presented in the database, then we have to move to the home page. But in the login page, if the user is presented in the database, then we have to move to the login page. So that is the difference. So similar way like catch, if we are we are not getting the connection established, then we'll be printing wrong details. See, exception, if we are not at all like have error here, then we'll be in the this log console. This in this console will printing the error that we are getting. So this is about the, see, here this means that we are entering the data into the database, right? So for that purpose, so set email off. So in that email, we are using this one. We are setting the email to the target value. That means in the placeholder, initially it will be email, right? So it is running. Yeah. So initially it is email in the placeholder. After that, by using this use state, we have to set that value with the thing that we have entered. So for that purpose, we are using this email and password and submit button also. On click, then whatever the thing we have written in this submit function, if you can see, we are having this submit function here. So that function will be called and that will be executed. At the bottom of the page you will be having a link to and login page. That means when we click on this login page, will be this one will be moving to the login page. So this is about the signup.js. So let me show you the output. So is it clear about these three things: home.js, login.js, and signup.js files? Okay. So now let us first see the output. This is the output. So I have not used the css so that it is in this format. So when we like, let us sign up first. Let us go to the sign up page. See, we have go like when by clicking on that sign up, we have moved to the sign up page. Let us register. Like, let us take consider it as Mern as the username. That means the thing. And after that, password is also Mern in my case. And after that, I am submitting the query. So now we'll be moving to the home page and we'll be getting the message. See, hello Mon, because this is the username, and welcome. This will be printed because this is the code for the home page. So now let us log in with the same thing. So because it is already presented, we'll be getting like, let us, we'll be again moving to the home page because it is already presented. Let me show you with the positive, like if we are giving the correct input, let us also try with the wrong thing again. So as of now, because we have just registered, we are see, we have gone to the home page because we are already containing the values. Now let us check with the exceptions. So in the login page, if the user is not presented, then we'll be getting the error, right? So let us consider as MERN1 who is not presented in the database. So let us give some random thing and submit. See, you have user has not signed up. It will be in the alert box. So it will be displayed. So now let us go to the sign up page and give something which is already given. So we have already given the MERN, right? So now let us try with that same one, same thing, sorry. Yeah, let us again try to sign up with the same username. So then we'll be getting user already exists. This is the second one. That means the exceptions that we have generated. So is it clear about the output that we are talking about? Is it clear about the output? It is simple, right? So in the login page, if we are having the user in the database, then we'll be going to the home page. If it is not presented, then we'll be printing in an alert box that user is not sign up. So otherwise, if we are in the sign up page, it will be full opposite. Like if the user is already presented, we'll be printing the exception. Otherwise, we'll be entering the data into the database and going to the home page. So is it clear about the output? Can someone respond? Do you want me to explain again, or is it clear about the output? Okay. Now we have two more pages. That means the connection we have pending, right? So we'll discuss about those two things, which is app.js and mongo.js files. In the app.js, so in the app.js, it is like the connection. So let me also open the MongoDB and show you the connection also. Yeah. So in the app.js, we are having the express.js here in the app.js because it will be the reason for the sake of connection, right? So this all these things it was happened because of this app.js file, which is the express.express.js. Like we are using the express.js here in this file. So this you can see we are importing the express.js, and after that we are connecting with the collection which is from the MongoDB. That means, sorry, in the mongo.js file, we are connecting with the MongoDB for that purpose. And here we are having the course. Course, it is used for the sake of fetching the data from the server. And this, if we enable this one, no, then we'll be like running the React application so that we can also fetch the data from the server. For that purpose, we are inputting this course. And after that, app here we are using the Express, and it is in the JSON format. MongoDB I have already told you in the previous class for that purpose. And URL encoded it is used because it is function that is built in, like it is a middleware function in express.js. The main objective of this function is it is like we have to maintain the incoming request with the URL, right? So for that purpose, we'll be using this URL encoded here. And I have already told you about the course, right? So for the sake of fetching the data from the server. So see here also, like we are using two things, which is the request and response. So for this request, we'll be using the post, and for this response we'll be getting the using the get function, get method, sorry, not function. So for that purpose these two things we are using. And after that, in see I have told you, right, for the sake of post, then we are in post means here we are like entering the data. This is about the sign up page. We are like entering the data into the database, right? So for that purpose, so here we are using a try catch blocks again. So we are like find one. I have already told you about this find one and all. For retrieving the data, we'll be using the find one, right? So if the email it is matching, that means if it is existed, then we'll be printing exist. Otherwise, we'll be printing not exist. So this is the thing we are using. Like we are finding the email that we are entering from the database. If it is presented, then we are printing exist. Otherwise, we are printing not exist. And after that, we are catching fail. So this one it is not visible for us because it is uh, going here inside this one in the nodemon app.js. It is happening. So if we are not having any like, see here the connection is successful, so that we have connected, right? So if it is not presented, no, at that time we'll be using this one will be printed exist, not exist. If the database is having some errors and all, then at that purpose we'll be getting these things as an errors here. So that is the thing in the app.js. See this post I have told you, right, for the sake of sign up page. So for that, yeah, if it is not existed, you can see here. So here we have talked about the connection. So if the connection is okay, then after that, if the email and password, if we will be requesting, and after that, so the data that we are entering, right, the email and password, that one will be finding from the database. If it is presented, that means if it is exist, then we are not doing anything. Either if it is not presented, else if it is not existed, then we are inserting into the collection. So collect into the collection, we are inserting the data that we are having. So whatever the thing that we are giving in the email and password, that one it will be inserted. So that is the thing that we are doing here using the Express.js. See this that fail, like if the connection itself is not established, then we'll be printing the fail there. And this 8001 port, so see this one, it is executed here. So for that purpose, we have got in the console port connected. You can see, right? So that is the thing here in the app.js file. Is it clear with the app.js file? Is it okay? Can I continue? If it is okay, then we'll be seeing about the MongoDB, Mongo.js, and I'll be showing you the collection that is presented in the MongoDB campus. So, can I continue, or do you want me to explain again in the app.js file? Okay. So, let us discuss about the Mongo.js file in which the database it is presented, and after that we'll be seeing the database that is sorry, the collection that is presented in the MongoDB campus. And see here, see I have imported this mongoose, and this one, it is the link of the collection. So the name of the collection, it is React login tutorial. And after that, so this then and catch, it is similar to we are having the try catch, right? It is similar. So in the console, if it is presented, that means this connection it is established, then we'll be printing this MongoDB connected. Otherwise, we'll be getting failed here. So in our case, it is successful, so that we have got MongoDB connected. And after that, here we have created the schema. So the new schema, it is mongoose.schema, in which we are having email and password. So email it is string, and password also it is string, and both are like required. So in the MySQL we'll be having the primary keys, right? So which is we have to enter compulsory. So similar way, they both of them, like email and password, they are required. And after that, see this collection, we are mongoose dot model of the collection comma new schema. That means we are running this one so that the collection it is established in the MongoDB. And after that, we are if we want to export, no, then we are exporting this collection so that we can import it in the app.js file here. If you can see this collection, so it is about the MongoDB. Just we are creating the schema here, and we are importing, like if the MongoDB is connected, then we are printing MongoDB connected. Otherwise, we will be printing failed. So this is about the MongoDB. So is it clear about the code? And that means what I have explained. If it is clear, then we'll be seeing the MongoDB campus. So is it clear about the code? Can someone respond? Is it clear about the code and the output? Okay. So now let us see the collection I have told you, right? Whether it is presented in the MongoDB or not. Let us see that. So this will be the thing that will be visible when we open the MongoDB campus. And after that, we have to click on this connect to establish the, that means to create the databases and all. We have to just first connect with this one. So after clicking on this connect, it will be connecting, and we'll be seeing the databases. See, this is the thing. So let us open this one. See, we have 15 documents here. Here the rows are called as documents. And see, all these things are already presented. we have entered Mern, right? I'll be showing you that. See, this is inserted. So it is about the thing. I have created the login React login tutorial, and after that I have created a collection. Inside that we are like in the login page we are seeing whether the email and password is presented here, and if they are presented we are going to the home page. Otherwise we'll be printing you are not signed in. If it's coming to the sign up page, when we enter the data, if it is not presented in this collection, then we'll be entering that into the collection and we'll be moving to the home page. Otherwise we have user already exists will be printed. So this is about the login sign up page. So is it clear about the login sign up page? So if you have any doubts, you can ask me. So this is about the task 4, that is creating a login sign up page.